reflection, we can analyze both our own internal processes and that which we see occurring outside. And that can be very informative too. Interestingly, a word that one of the doctors used for my skin problem, I had an area that was very exacerbated. The skin had been quite abrased from trying to remove that ingrown hair, and he referred to the skin as excoriated, a word which I had never heard before. And I asked him what that meant, and he said simply, well, your skin normally has a structure, and when that structure is broken down and destroyed, the external layers of skin are stripped off and the core is exposed and damaged, and that's excoriation. And later, even after I had planned out most of the concepts for this video, I looked up the word excoriate and was fascinated to find that there are two definitions, and this reinforces the metaphor I'm using of ingrown hairs as self-serving politicians. And these are the two definitions, and they're pretty much, these two definitions appear in any dictionary. One, to strip off or remove the skin from, as in her palms were excoriated by the hard labor of shoveling. This would be a literal physical definition that corresponds well to my skin issue. Two, to denounce or berate severely, flay verbally, as in he was excoriated for his mistakes. And I find the second definition fascinating because that's what I was trying to accomplish with my metaphor, is to question the mistakes of our government. Anyways, I found that interesting, that I had created a metaphor, and then the reality of that was the aptness of that metaphor was reinforced by the dictionary. Anyways, that's a lot to take in for one day, for one sitting. I'll be trying to make more videos today on slightly different subjects, but you know, hopefully I and the world will come in better contact. Hopefully the macrocosm and the microcosm can converge and begin to influence each other in a way that's positive. And in general, I hope that you can open your mind a little bit more. When you're confronted with something new or foreign, when you stand on the boundary of a new frontier, say for example a rabbit hole, there are two ways you can respond. You should be aware of both of those, forward or backward, curiosity or dismissal. And you don't have to give up what you believe to do this. You don't have to abandon your home, where you come from. You can keep that alive in the back of your head and still move forward, and remain open to the new ideas, remain aware, and allow both of these things to exist in your head at once. Look at both of them and compare them, contrast them. figure out if you want the blue hand or the red hand. And, you know, perhaps you can learn not only about the new concept with those you already understand, but perhaps you can learn or modify what you already know based on the new information. This is the only way we can learn. I mean, this is the only way we move forward. And if you look at two extreme stereotypes on opposite ends of the spectrum, on the one hand, you can imagine an old person who feels like everything they're seeing they've seen before, and who rejects new concepts, strange concepts, because they don't fit into their worldview. Compare that with the concept of youth, the naive, who enters situations full of wonder and curiosity and just tries to absorb, process, reconcile those ideas with what they already know. Now, neither of these stereotypes can be true in their fullest extent. There are certainly curious old people who leave their door looking forward to something new. And at the same time, as you can judge from my initial story about Dan, there are youth who can, at an early age, begin to go through life assuming that the strange is wrong, and that there's no value in letting it into you. Anyways, we'll talk more later, Tuber. I'm glad we chatted about this. I'll have to get this online. Love ya. Bye. You want to look outside a bit? We've just been here looking at ourselves.
Hey!
Yeah, here. I'll turn you around so you can see outside.
Been trying to meet you.
Tuber.